What's up, man? You're here on my new show, Behind the Beats. We're at the beautiful Ghost Bar across the street from the Seminole Hard Rock Casino. I'm here with the wonderful, she took time out of her busy schedule, the queen. I call her the queen because she is the queen, to me, of Miami radio, Miss Jill Tracey.
Hey, baby.
Hey, how you doing, Jill?
Blessed, highly favored.
I know.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for coming.
It means a lot.
You know, it means a lot to me.
You when you were a child.
Yes, a little boy. You know what I'm saying? You know, but I just want to say, man, like, before we start everything, like, you have always been somebody I looked up to. You know what I'm saying? From listening to you on the radio with your black excellence, always talking so clear, talking so intelligent on the radio. My father, in a circle, they used to listen to you, man. R.I.P. Miss Betty Wright, man. Those were some real people that really tuned into, you know, everything that you were doing, and you would bring so much sunlight to them and honor them and talk about what they're doing and talk about what's going on with them. So I just want to commend you on that. And you are you are my queen of Miami radio.
Why, thank you.
So, you know, I just want to know, how'd you get into radio? Like, what was your first experience? What was it?
Well, I was writing.
Yeah.
I had a column in a newspaper on the beach called Entertainment News and Views.
Okay.
And I would go, and I had a seat in a booth at Club New.
Okay.
Remember Club New?
Club New, whoa.
Okay. Yeah. and I would just sit there and like document everything that was going on. And I mean, I met, you know, some of everybody. Yeah. And then there was a publisher who used to come in, Howard Salas. He had a paper called Entertainment News and Views, you know, that did the beach. And I asked him for a job. Yeah. And he said, I can't pay you. I was like, okay, well, I'll think of something and I'll call you back. I went and got the newspaper. I went through the paper and all his advertisers. I was like, okay, I need an apartment. You have streamlined properties. Give me an apartment that'll take care of that. And I used to do, in order to eat, because I literally was making no goddamn money. Yeah. I would do breakfasts for the chamber. Okay. I would do lunches in Coral Gables at the Built, all of those, you know, Four Square, all of those kind of organizations, and I would do happy hours. I knew every happy hour in town, and that's how I, you know, maintained. And then one thing, I just kept going. Yeah. I just kept one foot in front of the other. And at that time, you know, the beach was really starting to boom. Yeah. And everybody was there, so I always had celebrity stuff and I got into radio because the PD he was on some other station, but then he got WMBM when they switched from gospel to talk. Okay. And he called me and asked me had I ever done radio. I was like, no, but how much you paying? Yeah.
And this is before Instagram.
Before
Twitter, before all that, when you really had to be somebody, you really had to know what you were doing, you know?
And and he hired me, and I went on the air. It was MBM had just flipped from gospel to news talk. Okay. And I came on the air with PE. It takes a nation to hold us back.
Wow.
So it was like busting the door, waving the 4-4. Yeah. So that's how I came in the game, and so, you know, I always wanted to kind of disrupt that norm. Yeah. And, you know, so here we are.
So how'd you make the transition to 99 Jams?
Because the guy, my producer, thought that he was going to get the job, right?
At 99 Jams or at the NBA?
At MBM. Okay. Because he had been producing, you know, everything. So he thought they were going to pick him, and they didn't. And so he really did not like me. And so he would always mess up my music. Yeah. So one day, he just really messed it up. And I was like, we're going to commercial and I'll be right back. And I was like, you can beat this out. I was like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah, we can curse on this show.
It's like, why are you fucking playing with my music?
Yeah. How old were you
back
at that
then,
time?
What am I, 25, 6?
Wow.
And that back then is when you still had the red phone.
Yeah. With the blinking and all that, yeah.
And I'm like, this motherfucker, you really just don't. And the phone started blinking.
Yeah.
And I looked up and the on-air light was on. I was like, oh.
Yeah.
So I didn't pick up the phone. I just got all my shit.
And just walked.
And I just went in his office, the program director's office, and sat there waiting for him.
Yeah.
And he was like, you know you're fired. I was like, oh, I know.
Yeah.
And then he went on this whole thing. I was like, can I use your phone for a second?
Yeah.
He's talking. I picked up the phone and I called Hector Hannibal at Hot 105. He had just called into my show about a week prior. I was like, hey, are you in your office?
Yeah.
He was like, yeah. I was like, I'm getting fired right now.
Yeah.
I'll be over there, because he was in Coral Gables, and I went over there and he hired me.
Wow. Amazing.
And literally,
the rest is history.
Just fearless.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know it takes a lot to inspire me sometimes in the morning, because I've been doing this so long, and I just got to look for inspiration. What really inspires you, Jill, to get up every morning and push and still do what you do? What inspires you? What gets you up?
You know what? And I just told this story on Cocktails with Jill, my show on YouTube.
Yeah.
I was in, and this was recent, but it's always been this thing. I was in Walmart looking for some salmon. And so I asked somebody to go get somebody, and then this young guy came from the back, and he was like, I was like, hey, do you know if, and he was like, you are Jill Tracey.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh yeah. You know, and he was like, yo, like, you don't know.
Yeah.
Like, we listen to you in the warehouse on Sunday nights.
Yeah.
And just thank you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And like, he got it.
Yeah.
It's like, you have no idea that you are the reason I do this.
Yeah.
That young artist, that young black man that nobody talks to like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And everything else, comes around that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He doesn't get invited to the conversation. And that's why I do it.
Yeah. No, that's great.
Yep.
So tell me about your show, the Cocktail Show.
Cocktails with Jill is, everybody kept saying, you need to get on YouTube. You need to, and then my dear friend Funky Dineva. Okay. I actually put him on. I was doing when I came back from LA, doing that show with Ayana, James T reached out to me. Yeah. And he was like, well, when you're ready, I have a place for you. Again, can't pay you. Yeah. But I'll make a space for you. Yeah. So he did. Yeah. And so I started producing this podcast. And I had heard Funky Dineva doing reviews of Scandal. Okay. I was like, oh my God, I gotta find him. Just happened he was in Miami. And he did, a couple of months. Well, we did that for maybe 6 months or something. And then one thing led to another. He went to to Atlanta, blew up. Now he's the biggest thing on the internet. Yeah. And so full circle, he was like, listen, he went on my YouTube and he was like, listen, you need some followers. Yeah. You need to do some on this damn page. Yeah. And he was like, I'll come on your show. I had because I was just using to put up promos for Hot Talk. Yeah. I had maybe, 200 subscribers. We did one show together. Yeah. That month, let's say that was Thursday, that Monday, I had 700 subscribers. Wow. And he was like, okay, well, I got you started. Yeah. And he did. And so, we're reaching that, 1,000 hashtag monetized. Yeah. So that's the goal. But yeah, that's, No.
Do you think that Jill Tracey has gotten like a fair shake in Miami? Or like, how can I rephrase this question? Like,
well, no, that's good.
Okay.
I just think that a lot of people don't understand. They don't know what to do with me. Yes. They don't really understand. Mm-hmm. And they have, it's like a lot of times, you and I were talking about that earlier. Yeah. If people can't put you in a box, or find a box for you, then they're like, yeah. Yeah. But people who ride with you, in this space, right? Yeah. 9 times out of 10 don't have the money. Yeah. It just is that way. And so what happened for me though is that when I really started digging in people's garbage with the 411. Yeah. And people started calling me Wendy Williams of the South and all of that. And then I really did start making a lot of money. Yeah. However, that is soul crushing. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You just don't, it don't do nothing good. At the end of the day, you know, everybody's like, oh, girl, I can't wait to hear what you got to say about so-and-so.
Yeah.
You know, and after a while, it's just like, oh, I really don't want to say that about them. And I did a story about one of the Heat players who I was on a flight to Hawaii, and he was on it with a woman that was not his wife.
Yeah.
And I literally could not wait to get to Hawaii and get on the phone, because, you know, it's a 12-hour time difference.
Yeah.
And it was on the 411 probably before they came, you know, got to their hotel. And it just was something about it. I was getting too much joy out of that. And the worse I was, the more shit you talk,
The better
people like you. And they just, you know, and it's like, but I'm not enjoying this, and I'm not really giving you nothing. It's like I'm just like feeding you with sugar.
Yeah.
And so it just that, and when you do something like that, that's like total counter to who you really are.
Yeah.
Eventually, it explodes.
Yeah. I like that. So we got soul crushing.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Yeah,
deep.
I wouldn't want to turn on the radio and hear that about myself.
Yeah.
So, but why you do it?
Yeah.
I mean, you know, it is. It's reciprocity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. Little memory, man. I did the first award show called the Miami Music Awards long time ago. E-Class, Rick Ross, Ted Lucas, everybody mama was there. Jill Tracey and Larry Dog hosted that for me, man. That was a wonderful event. I want to say thank you for that, man. Thank you. So, getting into some new ventures. What's new on the horizon for Miss Jill Tracey going into this 2021 and coming out of this year?
Well, I would say that COVID has been very, very good to me.
Okay.
I can't really think of a time that I've spent this much time with myself.
Yeah.
And hopefully a lot of people did that and used it. And it just really kind of solidified to me, you know, what's really important. When you are no longer, when you turn to dust.
Yeah.
What do you want people to remember that you did?
Yeah.
And so that is just like really kind of shaping that.
Yeah.
Just like, just sharpening that diamond. Like what exactly is it? And to stay in that lane.
Yeah.
I think a lot of times, and I mean, I've just been fortunate to never really depend on the money to do what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
So that doesn't kind of preclude me from switching lanes or getting more focused. And I think right now it's just really a time to be more focused, because more people have access to you now more than ever. You see, I don't know exactly when this is going to air. You might have to get it out. But the whole thing with Kevin Hart on Clubhouse. Are you on Clubhouse? You're on Clubhouse.
Yeah, I'm on Clubhouse. Yeah.
Were you there for that?
No, I wasn't there for that one.
Okay, so something is diametrically wrong with that.
Okay.
So long story short, Kevin, they were talking about Kevin and his special not doing well on Netflix and something other, but he came in the room and then some chick just like went ham on him. Like, and now see, if that had been Instagram Live or Facebook, I think she, you know, they'd been egging her on. But Clubhouse, it was kind of like,
hey, listen.
should I leave? You know what I'm saying? Because it's like Clubhouse is kind of creating a space. What like I'm talking industry. About. And for some substantive conversation, it's just not okay with me that, you know, the younger part of our genre is killing each other on just off the rip. Just, that's not good. Like what? And oh my God, and so many people in that space. Now, have you watched Mike Tyson's
podcast?
Yes.
I watched like bits and pieces. Like when Boosie was on there, he asked Boosie those questions and all that stuff.
I replayed that on my show. You know what I'm saying? Because Mike is keeping it 1,000. Like this is, you know, this is why I did what I did, why you do it.
100%. Because who gonna talk back to Mike? You know, you gonna answer that question or run out the door, because you ain't gonna step to him and want to fight him. Right.
You know what I'm saying? And when you get, and that's the same thing, when you get to that place and you sit back and, you know, and look at the world, it's like, okay, I seen some shit that I think is wrong, and I'm gonna help you undo whatever the hell, or I'm gonna, you know, what that looks like and sounds like to me, because Lil Boosie, the part that I pulled was when he was asking Lil Boosie, why did he feel like he needed to make a comment about
like
Wayne Wade's child?
Yeah.
Why was that your place?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's real. It's like,
real.
why did you feel like you needed to add your voice to that shit?
It's like Instagram gives people voices, and not everybody should like have a voice. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Or they should learn how to use it.
Use it
I
properly.
put a post on my Instagram the other day that said, Clubhouse makes Instagram feel like kindergarten.
That is true. That is true. Even the usability of it, because you got to have a little bit of brains to use Clubhouse and go into different rooms, or even know what you're going into that room for, because it's real people in there.
Exactly.
It ain't no fake person up there, a fake Kevin Hart or a fake. That's those really people, them, you know, and they really know who you are too. Yeah. Oh, that's the dude from Miami that owned that studio. Okay, you don't say something like that, I'm gonna see you. Like you know what I'm saying? Instagram where it could be like somebody taking you know.
And because it's levels to this. Yeah. I mean, it's not a cliche. Yeah. And every time you reach one of those levels, it's so many jewels that you like, I gotta, you know, that's like why I'm getting it, so that I can share it with who's next, and maybe that can shortcut their time doing it. Yeah. Because they asked him a question about, they were really riding him in that one about, you know, not putting people on immediately, like, oh, you know. Yeah. And he was like, I couldn't put nobody on when I was doing Soul Plane. You know what I'm saying? He's like, that's why so many people mess up. Because you got to get yours. He was like, when I am executive director, now I put whoever I want in. Yeah. And 9 times out of 10, who's left riding with you from beginning to there is who you need to put on anyway.
100%. Yeah. 100%. Yeah. If there's a young person, right? I want to start off by saying this. Like, I think you are in your prime. You know what I'm saying? I think you in a way when you were younger, whatever. But I think right now it's your time. You know why? Your knowledge is up. Your worth is up. You've been through so much and you've seen so much. I think it should be the era of Jill Tracey right now. I think it's time for you. 2021 should be your year, Jill. You know what I'm saying?
You heard it here first.
2021, you put too much work in this game out here in Miami. You've put too much people on. You've taught so many people the game, and they still ain't learning. And you're still so exquisite to the point of like, you just on a different level, Jill. I see you like when I say Jill Tracey, I'm gonna say Wendy Williams. When I say Jill Tracey, I'm gonna say Angela Yee. Like I'm gonna say those names. I'm not gonna say those other names when it comes to you and you on that level. And listen, Behind the Beats and Abebe Lewis, Marketing and Brand New is going to make sure that Jill Tracey's 2021 is going to explode. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to make sure of that because she deserves that.
Thank you,
and going into this question, what's some advice for the young Jill Tracey's or the young person trying to like get into the business that you're getting in, that you've been in for umpteen years? Like what is it?
Oh, it's stay the course.
Stay the course.
You know, I've had some really good highs. Yeah. I've had some really horrible lows. Yeah. And one of them, really early in my career, was I went to interview Heavy D. Mm-hmm. And it was like a gaggle of us, and it was mainly girls. Yeah. And his manager went over there and was like, "Who you want to talk to?" And he said, "I'm gonna talk to her, her, and her, but I'm not talking to that fat bitch." Heavy D. People, okay, let me just say that. And it was like it was like, just get out of here before you start crying. Yeah. It was at 12:35. Yeah. And I managed to get out and get home and stuff, and it was just horrible. Yeah. I was like, I was gonna be the best interview in that fucking room, you sorry piece of shit. I'm like, tearing up shit in my own damn house. Yeah. And that's what it was just like, and then that just can really mess you up for a long time. Yeah. Because it made me defiant that, no, I'm gonna do this at this way. I'm gonna be the biggest bitch in the room, and I'm gonna outrun all these hoes. Yeah. Right? But then when I went to Yama, that was she fixed my life. But one of the girls that had been in the house before me told me it's gonna take a minute for this to set in and be your life, and it does. Change doesn't come overnight. Yeah. However, all of those things, really give you an honesty with yourself.
Yeah.
And once you can really kind of like sit in that and be confident of what you want, you see that in people like, somebody you see it off the bat. First time I ever met him, Chadwick Boseman.
Okay.
It was just like...
The confidence, everything was just there.
Yeah, the confidence and the calm.
Yeah.
Just like his whole body, his whole presence just said, I did the work and I deserve this.
Yes.
I didn't take no shortcuts. I did everything. You know what I'm saying?
And that's how I feel about you when I talk to you.
Yeah. And so for me, I did take shortcuts and I made a lot of mistakes.
Yeah.
And when I had a lot of money, I spent it on the wrong shit. I should never open a store. Never open a store with your own money. However, it all makes sense now.
Yes. Every mistake teaches you a lesson. Every relationship, every breakup, every drama teaches you a lesson, and it makes you a better person.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
If you let it.
Yeah. If you let it. And definitely, listening to I listen to God a lot. I listen to a lot of different things. I read a lot. I listen to a lot of things.
You come from a good family too.
Definitely.
Because they couldn't deliver what they have without having a certain kind of peace and grace within themselves.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And that kind of helped you not, because you came up with Trick, and you came up in, it's a little rough.
Yeah, definitely.
You know what I'm saying?
Like I said, we came up in that time when you had to really be somebody.
Right.
It was no fake Instagram. There was no fake nothing. Like you had to be that person, and then you had to earn and gain that respect. Khaled earned and gained that respect.
Baby.
Rick Ross earned and gained. Khaled, all the boys earned. Ted Lucas, they earned that respect from the grind and also from the mistakes that they made. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, so I just want to know, tell everybody how they can follow you, Miss Tracey.
I am still on Instagram. Some of us just gotta play in the mud every now and again. The Jill Tracey Show on Instagram. I am on Clubhouse, so if you are too, let's get in the room. And Twitter, Miss Jill Tracey. I really have gotten off of Facebook.
Okay.
It's like Facebook is like that. But you go home, like you go back to Jamaica. And, you go to whatever the place the restaurant you used to go to, and all the people that was there the last time you was there is still there. Yeah. That's Facebook.
Facebook kind of like oversaturated.
It's like what I'm gonna cook for dinner? I don't. You know what I'm saying? I can't. And then I watched. Oh my God, what was the name of that? The Social Dilemma. Have you seen it?
I haven't seen it. So I gotta watch it.
Watch the Social Dilemma.
Is it a movie or Netflix?
It's on Netflix. Netflix. It's an hour long.
Okay.
That will make you delete your Facebook page.
Okay.
Baby. Yeah.
I'm learning so much and getting some movie advice. I'm getting everything.
Okay.
You watching Behind the Beats. I'm here with the wonderful Jill Tracey. She got to run because she got to go do radio right now, but she came, did her thing. Y'all gained some knowledge. Okay, this is a small interview because this is a little smidgen of her history and the things that she's accomplished throughout the years, man. I want to say thank you, Jill, so much, man. You have been such an inspiration to me, man. As a little kid, not even a little kid, like young teenager, young college kid, I used to listen to you on the radio, and man, it's like when Jill Tracey was on, you turned that radio up. Because you wanted to hear that stuff. That was before IG, where you know what's going on by 6 a.m. or you know what's going on. You was our IG, you was our Twitter, you was our MySpace, you was our Facebook, and man, we gonna
and clearly I did it, with some class and with some education because you turned out really well. So there you go.
You watching Behind the Beats, man, and we out, man.